Welcome back, everyone, to the latest episode of the Mistaken, our Curse of Strahd campaign. In the last session, we faced the rage of Katia and freed her from herself. The party found out many things about Katia and also got to speak with what remains of the Mother Superior. Katia also declared her goal is now to kill Strahd, and the ring upon her finger shattered, leaving behind just the diamond. The party then descended into the basement, where, after approaching a metal door, Dahlia spoke to them, welcoming them, and informing them that in order for Sigma to pass this test, they would have to face several trials within to prove themselves worthy to unlock the door and unlock the secrets behind. With that, we shall get straight in as the initial large metallic door slides open. What would the party like to do?
Would you like to put us back on the map?
Yep, that is true. I should put you actually on the map because I forgot I'd put you on the landing page.
Just wanted to double check, because I know I did do it at the end of last session, but did everyone add their good berries to their character sheet?
I did.
Okay, that's fine. Just double checking.
If there was I will say this for the sake of the cleric and the druid, now would be the opportunity, just because we had rushed over the long rest last session, to give one last look over your prepared spell list. If there was some change you wanted to make, this would be your only opportunity.
Yep. Funnily enough, I was just about to ask James if I could just have a quick flick through.
Yes, you can.
As Sigma sort of checks over everyone's gear one more time. Is there any questions you all have for me before we go inside?
Do you exactly know what we're looking for once we're inside?
If Dahlia is prepared as a test, it may not be much similar to how I've seen it before. But
But isn't this just a meeting? Somewhat like what we had with Strahd?
Well, clearly she wanted this to be a test to prove our worth.
Why is she testing?
What did you say, Katia?
Why is she testing us?
I don't think it's us that she's testing.
I believe she actually is. She's testing both Sigma and us.
She did say all of us.
That, Katia, is quite simple. I am testing you in order to test Sigma, to see if they are able to make proper choices in companions. You especially.
Sigma will look around the sort of entrance room just to make sure there isn't like a pressure plate on this floor or anything, or like a
Give me
anything.
a investigation check. This room seems clear. You've obviously got a weapon rack. We have, though it looks more like a storage space for perhaps visitors to place their weapons. We also have temporary lost Katia. Apparently, their power's gone out.
Oh no.
Or they might be in the chat, but they won't be on the
Oh,
Foundry.
like I'm still here. I'm on my phone now.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Oh, I think we're back actually. Hey, we're back! Woohoo!
Did you hear what Dolly had said to you?
Yes. I didn't hear what was said after that, though.
The last words were especially you, and that's the last thing that was said.
Oh. She looks to Sigma.
Yep.
Does she? Do you undergo these tests all the time?
If this is a final exam, not exactly. But tests are the way of life for a hunter. Every fight's a test. One where you fail, you die. And I'm going to, as Sigma sort of pulls out his he's going to pull out his blades, and I'm going to make sure that I know this entirely, just so that I know the length of time and everything about it. Just to make sure, because I've never used this spell before. But I'm going to, as I sort of hold out my blades, like running the back end of them against each other, hold them out and let them ring into the room ahead, and I am probably going to cast and concentrate on Find Secrets.
Oh, I think I got that spell too.
I actually need to read that spell myself, because that's a new one. Let me just have a quick look.
Replacement for Find Traps.
Okay.
It's a
Or
sec
secret
effect.
doors.
Yeah, but it's essentially detect magic, but for
yeah.
trap, trigger, puzzle, or secret door within range.
Okay.
I can post a screenshot of the.
I'm just reading it.
Of course.
Okay. So,
I'll click that as well as
So, the first thing you would sense, directly ahead, about 70-ish feet away from you, is a glyph that will trigger something when you stand upon it.
Okay. And I need to make sure that this gives, because it's a concentration spell, so I'm going to recast it. Yeah.
Secondly, so I believe you would get multiple. There is also a second puzzle with potentially dangerous consequences that relates to heat and light.
Sigma sort of just holds out his blades as they ring like tuning forks in front of him as he will step forward to the door.
I believe do you get the direction, or is it the actual position? Sorry.
You don't have to worry about it until I can see it in the room necessary. Like it would be in the same room, but it reveals that a
got,
trap trigger
120
or
foot
puzzle or
range.
secret door is present. What kind of secret it is and points you in its direction. So I get the generalized idea of where it would be. I would know where to trigger, like what sort of but you can wait until it's in front of me. It doesn't have to be across the whole dungeon. I imagine that
I'll set Karch on following. Actually, are you back in Foundry now, Taylor?
I am now. I am
okay.
officially now. Like as of right now, yes.
Cool.
But yeah, as long as the spell is being concentrated on, I imagine that there's a slight ringing coming from Sigma's blades, even as they are like in his hands.
Or slides open as you approach.
Wow. We just came from a cathedral to this.
Is this out of the ordinary for me?
No, this some of it's different, I will say. Also, ignore the writing on the floor. I couldn't get rid of it in an effective way.
Oh damn.
It will.
Let's say recreation. Damn. So they got recreation, medical, heating, and security. Dang.
Yeah, I mean, it does sort of point those, but
cafeteria.
Anyway. Yeah, but it does seem to have modernized somewhat since you were here last, Sigma. So the metal sort of structures are normal, but the lights appear to be, rather than like lanterns or like continual flames, they actually appear to be almost like modern electric lights. Things like that.
So they did away with the gas lamps.
Well, gas lamps in an underground facility, that's asking for problems.
Katia is like looking around very bewilderedly because she's just like, I had no idea a place like this could be underneath the church. This is incredible.
Do be careful.
Yeah, so Sigma, the direction you're sensing the first nearest danger is basically directly ahead through this next door. As you can see, another metal door in front of you here. But it's beyond that door, I will say.
Okay. I'll sort of point and say, there's something that way.
I will also say there is something to the northeast of you in another chamber, and something to the southeast of you. And Divine Sense doesn't pick anything up.
Yet.
Not for me, but that's always true.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is there a direction you would like to go first?
The text is not on the ground. Is there any text or just the lines?
Just the lines, I'll say.
I mean, Sigma, you came from here.
Mm-hmm.
You would know this place more than any of us.
I do.
Is there any proving grounds that you know of in this facility? Training grounds?
You would know that there is a training ground or there was, at least when you were last here, to the north, and then it would be your first turning on the left.
Yeah, Sigma will sort of walk that direction.
So follow the white line. Okay.
Mm-hmm. As you approach and open the door,
Oh my god.
you
the
hear
noise.
the distinctive sound of arrows thudding into targets.
Mm. Arrows.
Mm-hmm.
Sigma will sort of go around and peer around the corner.
Yeah. You can see ahead of you what looks like an armory of sorts with various weapons. It seems like whilst the technology of the facility has improved, the weaponry itself seems to, at least at first glance, appear very much standard. And as you reach this point, you can now see the arrows being fired across into targets over here. By a figure you can't, by something you can't see.
I have a question, James.
Mm-hmm.
Are the items that we see actually there?
Perhaps.
Ammunition.
No,
It's
he's
still-
looking at this over here.
Oh.
I mean, if it's there, I'm picking it up.
Well, as you go to approach it, Octavian, you
Well-
pause.
I'm going to look at it, I should say, before I touch it.
You pause and look at it.
Mm-hmm.
This is a familiar looking weapon to you.
No.
An old service revolver or pistol
Is it
that
mine?
you once lost.
Yoink. I do not care.
The handle is inlaid with ivory, which you would remember comes from one of your ancestors' fangs
Mm-hmm.
or teeth. A way of keeping them with you.
Technically the tusk, but
Tusk. You know what I mean.
Mhm.
Yeah, he picks that straight up, and you watch him just sort of looking at it, almost like someone would look at, like a child. And he's sort of turning it around, making sure it's all precise in one piece. He's doing the full works, looking down the sights, making sure they're aligned properly.
Yeah. It all
Love it.
seems fine.
You know how to use such a thing?
This is mine,
It is.
as in
What?
actually mine.
Well, that's one way to lose it.
How's that
why
possible?
why does she have your gun?
How did your gun get here?
How do you
It
guys
was-
know what a gun is?
That
It's a very good point.
None of the rest of you recognize this as
Oh.
a gun. It just because guns don't exist.
Okay, scratch that. What is that?
So I have a question, James. What actually is it? Is it a pepper box, more like a pepper box style? Is it a single shot? Is it a revolving cylinder? So I know.
Yeah, I will give you that information shortly.
Okay.
To the others, it almost looks like a crossbow, but without the bow part of it. Would be
Do-
probably the easiest way for you to.
The real question is,
For-
do I recognize it?
No.
Okay.
Okay, so before that, Katia's gonna be like, scratch the whole like, what's your gun doing here? She's because you said that she wouldn't know what it is. Okay. She would just be like, that's an odd looking weapon?
People sort of smile at that, hearing that. You'll go, I forget these aren't common everywhere.
It
This
looks like a crossbow, but phallic.
That's one way of describing it.
This is a firearm. It's a projectile weapon. But instead of firing a bolt or an arrow, it fires pellets.
Pellets?
Would I have a little pouch with a couple of lead balls in it, James?
Ball bearings.
Yeah, like caltrops or that. Oh, not caltrops, but like ball bearings, that sort of
Wow,
thing.
if you look, there is a big thing called
Oh, there
ammo
is.
here.
Oh, okay. I'll go straight over to that and I start looking for black powder, ammo.
There isn't much.
Mhm.
I will say. You find enough for 6 shots to fit in this revolver.
One for each of us and the child.
Each of us.
So Octavian will load. We'll load it, and he'll show how it's loaded.
Yeah, but they're so small. They wouldn't do any damage.
Is
Would
that
they?
Have you? Again, this is a.
They're not even sharp.
Perhaps
they
it's
don't need to
infused with
be.
magic. That's the only
No,
logical explanation.
This is pure science. Have you seen fireworks before?
What?
She
you're saying
blinks.
you're saying it's like smoke powder?
Oh wait, in fact, hold on, James.
It's
I'm gonna message.
stronger
I
than
don't
smoke
think Katia knows
powder.
what. If Katia doesn't know what a gun is, I don't think she knows what fireworks are.
No, fireworks are used for celebrations, and so
Ah.
there
Yeah.
isn't much to celebrate.
She's like,
Right.
Fireworks are made with Prestidigia.
wait, fire.
Octavian will rub his temples.
Like blacksmithing?
I
They
sure
work
hope
with
it-
fire?
No, okay, scratch that. So
Katia's got 9 intelligence.
how could it-
Sorry, go on, then.
if it's your weapon, Octavian, how could it be here?
It was lost when I got here. This hasn't left my hip since the day since the day I joined the service. This was created the day I joined.
I see.
And he'll show the handle of it and go, this was my grandfather's. And he'll point to the handle and then point to his tusk. Yeah.
Oh.
That sure is one family heirloom.
Yeah, it's a way for us to remember our ancestors. And when it's finally my time, mine will go to my children. It will be passed down like that. It's a way for us to be remembered after we're gone.
I see.
How it works is it is filled with a powder that is combustible.
You said it's similar to
Excessively
fireworks.
so.
Like
Yes.
fire.
That makes sense.
Think of again. Would you have ever seen a flower explosion before?
Have
Or
I?
brain?
A brain explosion?
Brain.
A flower
Brain.
explosion, like as in
the dust from
like,
flour
getting
caught on fire. The way that ignites and explodes.
What?
Dust
Okay, no one
explosion?
explained to me what it was.
Okay, so you don't know what that is either.
Perhaps.
Signal.
This is
Perhaps.
not just this is not just in game. This is Taylor.
Oh.
Please,
No,
what is
yeah.
that?
so you know, like a large silo for storing like grain or flour, like on a farm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Those are really dangerous when they catch fire due to the way the fine particulate powders work. They often lead to explosions. It's
Oh.
why something like
Mhm.
coffee mate, which is a fine particulate thing, can be used for pyrotechnics in movies and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Wait, is that a coffee
Yeah.
creamer?
Yeah, basically,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay.
I mean,
Non-dairy
sawdust can
coffee
do it.
creamer thing. Yeah,
Mhm.
basically
Sawdust
any
can do it.
fine particulate
Mhm.
powder, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Signal will go. Fat, proteins, chemicals. And then hold up one of his makeshift Molotovs.
Yeah.
So,
So, but it's like a fire, like a little ball that's on fire.
so the ball itself isn't on fire. The powder that is behind the ball is what catches fire.
Perhaps we can just see it in
Ah.
action to understand what it does.
These
Yeah.
are not reusable. Once they are fired, they are gone.
Like an arrow
Oh.
that breaks.
No, yes, but even an
Well-
arrowhead you can recover. When this is fired, the ball or the pellet will will change shape on impact,
Sigma,
meaning it
you're,
cannot be refired.
you're
Well-
handy with metal. You can make more of those pellets, right?
The pellets aren't so much the issue; it's the materials needed to make the powder.
Oh.
I need
Why would you, if it's so limited, why would you use it then? Is it strong?
because whereas an arrow or a crossbow is survivable quite often, this is more often than not.
It's designed to kill.
Her eyes widen.
Yes.
Wait,
This will punch through steel armor.
what?
Yeah. Where I'm from, he'll sort of bang his chest on his chest plate. Where I'm from, we don't tend to wear this because it's useless. For the most part.
Sigma looks towards this
Oh,
hunter.
Ah, you've finally arrived then. Dahlia said you'd be about at some point. I didn't think you'd be coming to me first.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Ah, and you brought your friends. How lovely. Always good to have your buddies with you on a hunt. Ah, until they die, of course, then it's terrible to have them with you. But everyone learns that the hard way. Ah.
You know, hunters don't
Right.
leave well alone.
Anyway. Ah. I suppose you're wanting to know how to get to Dahlia, right? Seeing what I know?
Hmm. If she
Wow.
gave you a message for us,
Ow.
my companions here don't know the place.
Have you gone and seen the big door yet?
Hmm. Yes.
wait, you mean through the red line?
Yeah. If you open that first door, there's another door behind it that's locked.
Hmm.
But I'm guessing you ain't seen that yet, so I'll give you the basics, because Dahlia told us if you came here without looking at that, which was a perfectly plausible thing to happen, that to tell you. So, on that door, there are 3 indentations for 3 special keys that are around this place. You find that a lot of this place runs on 3s. But yeah,
Better than
one
eight.
for the one for the morning, one for the night, and one for the platinum one.
Platinum?
Bahamut's.
Aye. Yep, you need the 3 symbols of the light brands in order to be able to get through that door. Back to, well, room you won't recognize Sigma, but you'd be familiar with its location, considering it's where you were kept for a while.
My room.
But it's since been adapted.
Aye. Then we should head that way.
Yeah. Well, if you got any other questions, feel free to ask. I'll answer what I can, but
Octavian will
I
hold
can't
up his.
answer everything.
Sorry, go on.
Who are you? You'd have to introduce yourself.
Well, they call me Phil.
Hello, Phil.
I'm what's the right word these days? Yeah, I'm the arms instructor around here. Particularly good with a bow, but I'm good with most weapons. Yeah, even had to go with that fine little revolver you got there, big hippo man.
That is Lieutenant Octavian.
He ain't got no rank here. In fact, here, I outrank him.
How did you get this?
Spoils of war, mate. Spoils of war.
This will be one of the first times you see a look of almost disgust on Octavian's face. Like he's disgusted by this guy for that comment. He'll just turn around and walk off without saying a word.
Well, I suppose that's the wrong word. Salvage. Flotsam and jetsam. Things wash up even in the astral sea.
He doesn't sort of turn around to look at him, but if you look, you'll see his ear sort of twitch at that. With the actual hearing sort of someone mention the astral sea.
That keeps coming up, this astral sea.
And how are you all connected to the astral sea?
We go many places to hunt, mate. That's all I can tell you. If you want those secrets, that's elsewhere.
Do you still use Piotr's books?
Yeah, sometimes. Why do you ask? Oh wait, he's one of the ones in your head, right?
Mm-hmm.
Any particular reason you're interested in his books?
Just nice to have the old man smiling on occasion.
Oh. Yeah. We can learn a lot from the past and nods towards the revolver. We can learn a lot from the future and other cultures too. Something not everyone was willing to accept, but something that the research division has definitely got behind. But if there's nothing else, he plucks out his arrows, most of which are on a bullseye on the target, and then walks back.
I have one other question, James. Is the briefcase on the table?
No.
It's probably a case that has Monster Hunter, like basic
Yeah.
gear. Like
To be
it's
f-
a
Yeah, it's basic gear.
I'll be honest, to be fair, I wasn't looking at the revolver in there. It was more the other implements looked like they could potentially be silver.
odds are every weapon here is silver.
That's good to
Silver
know.
or other materials.
That's fine.
It could be equally useful.
No, that's not a problem. He was just querying more, so that's all.
In fact, whilst we're here, everyone can roll me an investigation check.
Investigation. No.
Of course, Sigma rolls 23.
Yeah. So, Sigma, your eye is caught by a small dagger. It's very small, but seems to be made of a strange, almost greenish black metal. It stands out quite unusually from the rest.
I will pick it up.
It is heavier than you would expect.
Mm.
Like, if how much does a dagger normally weigh? Something like 2 pounds, something like that, maybe a pound. This is probably like 3 times what a normal dagger would weigh.
Takes a moment. Sigma like tosses it, like adjusting to the weight, and tosses it and flips it in their hand. Before looking at it for a moment, trying to decipher its origin or what it might be.
Piotr will actually speak up at this point. I see you have found a rare dagger of adamantine.
Mm.
It is hard to work, but exceptionally hard. It is often the base for many a magical weapon as it conducts magic quite well. This one seems to be in its base state.
Hmm. Sigma will pocket it for now, just in the sense of like this is this is the armory. He's a member of the division. If he feels he needs something, he would take it.
Yeah.
So
Yep. Add that to your sheet. No, that's not what I meant to do. Buttons. Who's got the buttons? I can't spell.
thank you.
That's normally, yeah. So it's actually heavier than your butcher blades, despite being much smaller.
Odd. Yeah. You guys would see a Sigma like sort of flips it in their hand. You would see that like literally their hand like falls heavier than the butcher blades before they go. Well, we should go find these keys.
Okay.
You happy with finding your weapon, Octavian?
Very much so. As I said, to me, it's not just a weapon. It's my family heirloom. It's
I'm glad you found it.
me too. I mean, it would look comically large in like most people's hands, being obviously to scale for Octavian.
Uh-oh. Why are we making saving throws?
No,
Yeah.
Sigma and Katia fail.
Uh-oh.
You feel a strange pulse sweep over all of you, and it seems to almost coalesce on Sigma and Katia.
It may have triggered security.
Security? But... What?
It's a test.
It's a test.
I... What could have been triggered? What do you mean by triggered?
Well, we are not people that generally get in here. Maybe it's because we've been too long in here now.
We've been invited, though.
No, we were
To do a
told it's a test
test.
at the door.
Okay.
Greet, you
I
following?
don't like how there's a ticking clock. Did we hear that?
Hmm?
DM, did we hear that ticking clock sound?
There was a ticking clock sound?
Yes,
It's
there
from
was!
the music on Foundry.
Not really a ticking clock, but more like someone clicking a pen very quickly.
Oh, it sounded like a clock to me.
it's not me pulling the trigger. I promise.
Was it you?
No,
So yeah,
no, it's
Sigma
not
would
me.
lead the others down to open the main door to at least take a look at what we're looking at.
Oh, this is a ticking clock.
Yep, I told you. Wait, where does Sigma go?
Yeah,
Oh,
here.
down here. Down here.
But still, we needed the 3 keys before we can open the door behind it, right?
Yep, so this is the room where you sense there being a trap that will trigger by being stepped on. However, past that, you can see a large metallic door, almost like a vault, and you can clearly see the 3 indentations on it. Door itself looks like it's made of a very dense alloy of some kind that you can't quite identify. Not one that's going to be easily broken through by brute force.
If I look down at the ground, does it look like pressure plates in particular?
Give me a perception check. Okay. You can't see anything obvious that would be a trap. It doesn't seem to be a pressure plate, at least.
Do be careful, and Sigma will point towards the spot where he's getting the twinge of magic.
Yeah, it's
and,
basically that entire room.
Okay. Well, I need to research. I need to search the division then.
Didn't Phil mention there was one at your old room?
No, what Phil said, sorry, just to clarify, is Sigma's old room is beyond this door.
Oh. Okay.
Seems that whatever final test Dahlia has for you at the end of this will be in Sigma's old room.
Great.
Where it began is where it will end.
So we have no leads. Let's look behind the other doors.
Yeah, Sigma will lead everyone south to begin.
Okay. All along.
Alanzi.
You can see a door here. And you can see a door here. And you can see a very large door here.
I'll start with this door. I mean, the layout of the division. Is there any
Yeah.
like locations that Sigma would sort of know where things are, or has things been shuffled around so much in the intervening years?
It seems different to Sigma. Like
Okay.
the
Layout's the
weapons
same,
room was there, but it seemed different. But everything else seems off, I would say. Oh, holy shit! Oh god, visitors. I was not expecting visitors. Oh damn it. Hides some glasses and stuff. Right. Oh, right. It's just his glasses. Who are you lot? Am I expecting you? Have you got an appointment?
We
Experiment
are
online.
invited by my Aunt Dahlia of the Librand family. We're looking for the keys.
Dahlia. Do we have a Dahlia here?
Headmistress Dahlia, Headmistress Lightbrand.
Yeah. Sorry, I spend so much time here that I kind of lose track of reality a bit. I'd lose my head if it wasn't screwed on. Anyway, that must mean you're that fancy Epsilon 2, right? That's the one.
No, that's his
Sigma
brother.
9.
Sigma 9? That don't seem right. No, you can't be. They
The
were
work of
lost.
Dr. Hohenheim.
What? What was that, sorry?
The work of Dr. Hohenheim.
Yeah, young Hohenheim. I liked him. He was decent. Always knew a good whiskey.
If I squint at this elf, do I recognize them?
Yes,
Elf. That explains.
but they look quite old. Like the silver hair isn't just like Karcher's like natural white sort of thing. This is like actual like graying old silver hair. This room.
Kind of elf is it? Is it a dusk elf?
No. It looks
Just
more.
staring at her.
Right. This room probably looks most familiar to you, Octavian.
Yeah.
Because it's quite a bit more modern than even Sigma would be used to. With various technological bits, including what looks like a large viewing monitor of some kind, which to everyone else would look maybe like a crystal ball, but embedded in the wall and pulsing with strangeness. Right.
How much of this stuff would I actually recognize, like properly? You sort of know how it works potentially.
You might not know how it works necessarily, because that would be more due to like the engineers and certain people. You would just be more giving the orders on to use it, but you've probably seen such a globe as this used to like display maps or like holograms of targets, and these various buttons and nodules would be what to show that, maybe even to show information.
Okay.
Oh, and you bought an astropotamus, what the lowborn like to call a gith or gif, depending on their particular vernacular.
Jith.
That is literally what is said on their description.
That's so
That they are
funny.
known as GIF or GIF, and that is a popular thing.
It's GIF.
No, it's Astropotamus.
Yes.
Well, yes,
we like
but
to we prefer the Astropotamus. It's a much more refined and accurate term, and that way they're not confused with the Gith Yankee.
I
Who
like
also
Jith.
like to call themselves Gith. Yes.
What is your name?
Names. Those are important. What is my name? I'm sure I've written it somewhere down here.
Sigma will say their name out loud.
Yes, that's the one. You can call me Shonai. That's the name. That you got it right. Epsilon 3.
Sigma 9.
Gamma 6.
He was much younger whenever he assisted with the Sigma project.
Was a long time ago. I'm pretty sure most of that has gone to rot now. But oh wait. Sigma 9. There was something about the number 9. 3 threes. Very important. 3 threes.
Sigma,
Not as
weren't you
important.
made 3 years ago?
In my perception, but as me and Misha have understood, we're a bit out of time, as it were.
I see.
You're the one that got sent off and then never came back, aren't you? You're that one.
Well, they came back now.
Yeah, it's a bloody long time. I mean, you don't get to just pop out for milk and not come back.
I'm still doing the job I was sent off to do.
Oh, it must be shit here then if it's taken you this long. It's been, what, 300 years, something like that?
It's 280, but
Wait.
from our perspective, it's like less than a month.
Misha, Sigma, what was that mission that you guys went on to?
My mission was to look for my brother, see what happened to them, because he was sent out to investigate a pack of werewolves that were causing havoc. Sigma's mission, I believe, was to escort
Lady Irina.
Lady Irina on behalf of the
Hey. Brother. You were looking for a brother, right? They begin fiddling with some nodules, and you see a list of like various things appear on this large viewing monitor. They begin scrolling through them, and those with higher than a 15 passive perception will notice Mission to Astral Sea as one of them. Partial failure. But then they scroll past that and eventually get to Werewolf Hunt, presumed failed. Agent Vasily, presumed killed in action. Followed by subsequent unauthorized mission from Misha Lightbrand to seek brother. Presumed killed in action. Ha!
Not too far off.
Wow. Seems a lot of people are coming out the past today.
Stephen's going to sort of walk up to the viewing port a bit more and go, what was that about the partial failure of the Astral Sea mission?
Oh, that one. That one was a doozy. I mean, we've visited the Astral Sea a few times, sometimes known as the Sea of Dreams to the uneducated. But this one was a particularly important one. We were after, what was it? A really, well, we were after a few things, but we were mostly after a really rare specimen, classified, not even recorded here what they were actually after. I just know that they managed to get that, but the other thing that they were trying to transport, they had to utilize rather than bring it back. Shame, really. Would have been a really interesting study from what I heard.
Does this sound familiar to Octavian at all? With how vague he's being.
You remember your mission in the Astral Sea was to prevent a ship getting away with something when they unleashed a certain something on you in response. Or at least you were attacked by a certain something that allowed them to get away.
And this partial failure, what caused that, out of curiosity?
Let me have a look. We were scrolls through. So we're being chased down by an Astropotamus bombard, I believe. Was preparing to launch one of its particularly deadly weapons, ones that we've not been able to replicate, but would shred through our ship like fine paper. So, yeah, we had to. Well, apparently they had to let a specimen go in order to be able to get away with the more valuable goods, you know. Drop the silver to keep the gold.
This guy, I'm assuming he's looking at the monitor as he's talking, yes?
Yep.
So Octavian Wold has been sort of pacing back and forth. And from hearing this, he's going to reach up behind him and grab him by the back of the head and slam it into the console.
Octavian.
Ow!
Stop.
It was you.
And
you can hear the fury in Octavian's voice. It was you lot.
Oh, Octavian.
Octavian.
What was that
He's a
slot?
record keeper. He's not. He hasn't gone on a mission in probably over 500 years.
Yeah.
Who
I remember
was...
when we.
Sorry, go on.
What? I remember when we just used to hunt big lions and stuff. Yeah.
Who's in
Sure, they
command
brief.
of that mission?
Oh, same person that's been in command of most of these missions. Be Lady Dahlia.
Oh, now you remember.
Oh, I'm reading it. It's there. Literally says head of mission, Lady Dahlia. It's right there. Oh, wait. Sorry, that's in one of our ciphers. That's probably why you couldn't read it. Sorry.
Can I roll insight on this person?
Yeah?
Nope.
They are being fully truthful.
Can I do an insight on this?
Sure.
At this point, because I've got the...
Honestly, they do seem like they're being honest. Like, they weren't involved in that mission. They're confused as to why you're threatening them. Like, they seemingly haven't put two and two together at all, and it's just like, yeah. Would you mind letting go? I really don't like people touching me, and I'm gonna have to report this. And
Instead of that, Octavian's going to reach into his bag and pull out the bottled ship that Strahd gave him. I went, was this the ship you destroyed? That was destroyed?
He wasn't there. Octavian.
I don't think we got records of what the ship looks like, but that does look like a gift bombard, so maybe.
Okay. He'll put it back and
I
let
just-
go of him.
I'm still it's taken me like a decade just to work how to use this thing properly. I miss the days when we kept things on pen and paper.
Yep, he'll let go of him.
Oh, thank you. We have nightmares of rhinos for a
Apologies.
week.
I apologize for my outburst, and he sort of straightens his jacket and sort of shirt.
Well, is there anything you'd like to know? I've probably got some other records, but I just keep the records and make sure that they're up to date and people check in and when they've done their missions and I update it when people have been gone for too long a time.
This thing, it only tracks records of approved missions or registered
It's got
missions.
all kinds of information stored in it if you know how to look. Why? What you after?
Can you look for any records regarding Sergei from Zarovich?
Sergei von Zarovich. Ah, you mean the brother of the Count? Yes, we've got records on him. What about him?
I didn't realize he was also part of the organization.
He's not, but we've got track of him as part of ongoing missions, as part of our investigations regarding Strahd von Zarovich. Understanding the monster allows you to hunt it better. So they tell me. But when I hunted, we just shot them with a bow until they died.
Oh, sorry. That wasn't the thing I wanted to click.
We can search more records later. Maybe we'll find the answer.
Didn't.
But if you've got
move on.
Yeah, if you've got nothing else to ask, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna move over to this chair now. That chair feels tainted. Got touched weirdly in that chair now. I'm not gonna be able to sit in that chair for a week, maybe a month. 3 on the outside.
Octavian?
We should move on, Octavian, and ask the actual person.
Yes.
Who ordered this? What happened?
Yeah. He'll apologize again for his outburst, and
What you're apologizing for?
I must have given him brain damage, and he'll sort of walk off.
He's a senile.
Bye, Beta 4 and friends. I'm struggling with remembering other letters of the Greek alphabet for that to keep going, so I'm glad you guys left. So this room says recreation room, but there is also a note, Sigma, engraved on it in the research division's ciphers that you would be able to read. Watch where you tread. Watch where you sleep. Be careful here. Dark things may creep.
Sigma will tell that to the rest of the group and then open the door slowly.
You see a large, well-appointed room with many fancy carpets bookshelves, what looks to be a small piano, some wine, and what looks to be a pool table, as well as some fine furniture. And this room, unlike most of the others, seems to be lit by actual, like, continual flame spells to give it a more homely feel.
If I hold out find like my blades and hear the humming again.
Yeah, there are definitely dangers in this room. One straight ahead, one slightly to the northeast of you, and one probably to the north or east northeast, but a bit more of a distance away.
Mm.
And the sort of vision you get is being restrained. Oh, probably what the general feel of it is.
It looks nice.
Lightburn family are nobles. I didn't see this room very often.
But there can't be any harm in looking around, can there?
Be careful where you step.
Well, be careful.
And I will motion towards where any
Yeah.
I feel any traps are as we slowly like move through.
Yeah. Yeah, so now where you are, Sigma, you get the feeling of one directly to the north of you.
Is the mimic.
Sigma will look at Greed and go. It says be careful where you sleep, so it may be the couches.
That would make sense. I'm going to walk over to the table where it looks like there's wine on the table.
Yep, there is wine. And
Katia's
some is
looking at
even in the decanter.
Katia's looking at the books.
Of course. A lot of these, rather
Beeline
than
to
being
the books.
Yeah, rather than being the sort of books you would normally read, you know, your stories, etc., or even books you're used to seeing, like histories and things.
I mean, Katia reads all kinds of books. She doesn't just kind of stick with one genre, but
I know.
she prefers
but-
like a adventure fantasy kind of story.
Yeah, these are more like research journals. One would catch your eye as being written by Eshunai, who is the elf you just met.
Can I grab it? And
Sure.
look at it?
Yeah. This one is a lot older than most of the others. It's very worn, but it looks like it's been well cared for and well maintained.
Can I open it?
Eshunai's Expeditions is simply all it's called. You can?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the wine looks to be none of the wines that you have had during your time in Barovia. It is not the Purple Grape Smash, and it is not Red Dragon Kush, and it is not Champagne Doula Stomp. This is wine from outside Barovia, seemingly.
I have a passive perception of 17, Graham.
Yeah.
I see that.
Cam.
Sure thing. I'm just going to roll this just in case.
Why would they have stuff about Escher in this place? That's what I'm wondering.
Eshunai, I said.
The elf we just met.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sigma will
That's
point
not
out.
the name you said about the elf.
I did.
Yes, you did.
I might just be misunderstanding. Okay, I'm gonna put it back then. I don't.
Yeah.
Sigma will point out, and he'll just mention that. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is Sigma will point out the eras of the the hunters of the research division and each book and which researcher wrote each one.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Reed, as you sip this wine, or swig down this wine, it is very familiar.
Oh.
This is a wine that was often served at your family's estates. In fact, looking at one of these bottles,
Yeah.
you can actually see a mark on one of them that you yourself had drawn on one of the bottles when you were younger. Almost a childish prank to see how long it would take your family to notice, despite the fact that at the time it devalued the bottle immensely by defacing it, but you didn't realize that. You were too young.
Huh. Kind of like taken aback by it, just looking over the bottle.
What's with the look on your face, Creed?
What exactly is this place? Is this another mirage like what we went through with Misha's old house? What manner?
No.
Misha,
How
I've
was
just
it a
noticed where
mirage?
noticed where you've stood, so I'm pausing things there.
Uh-oh.
As
No, Misha!
as I will reveal what is here,
Oh.
No.
as it attempts to, with advantage, because it's going to get the surprise.
Eee.
Another
God.
critical hit!
And with that, we are going into initiative.
Misha!
As I'm readying for combat, am I okay to just slip that bottle in my bag?
Yeah.
Sweet.
God damn it.
Just gonna put bottle marked by young me.
I just imagine a little cat face. Like a colon and a 3.
Sigma will have said right before the smothering, he may have said something of like, Johnny, always make sure wine is to the taste of people who are visiting.
Yep.
That's even worse. Why was mine?
Okay, so this middle rug got a surprise round, essentially, so that's why it went. But we are going to start with one of the other rugs now that we're on actual initiative. Should be this
The far
one. Yeah, which begins moving across to...
Double smother, double smother.
Can they even smother me when I'm already being smothered?
Then it's Sigma's turn.
Sigma sort of takes a deep breath and will
Let me give you the appropriate effects whilst you're in here. Yeah. Right. So, okay, so they're immune to poison and psychic. They're immune to blind, charmed, deafened, frightened, paralyzed, petrified, and poisoned. They have no vulnerabilities.
What?
they're magic rugs.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, you're easily able to slice into this one. Puncture it, though. will say that in this case, because of its nature, puncturing won't really work. In terms of, doing the lowering of AC thing. Or
It
not
doesn't
lowering of
lower AC.
AC,
It increases
the
critical
crit
hit.
range.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that one I will deal my Philosophy Player. So it gets 3 extra damage.
Yeah.
And then I will do my third attack.
Yeah, it's very threadbare, but your last attack does bring it down. You slice this rug to pieces. Or should I say, as you slice it to pieces, it instead reforms and just seems to form into a plain rug. You're no longer sensing danger from it.
Sigma will point at the one on Misha and just calmly go, "Do be careful not to hit our friend." Before he will pass his turn along.
Up to you.
Is there any way for me to grab Misha and yank him out of the
You would need
it's got?
to make a athletics check to try to pull them out of the rug.
Okay, I think I'll do that.
Okay, so just roll me an athletics check.
Okay. Because I think that's just the most instinctual thing you would do if you see someone get grabbed and yoinked down, is to just yank them out. So, my strength is pretty okay. So it's athletics.
Yep.
Okay. Come on, give it to me.
That is
Oh,
not enough. You try to pull it open and it just binds tighter. And that is your action. What would you like to do for a bonus or anything else?
Since that didn't work, let's double checking if this is that's an action. Okay. It's a reaction. That's bonus. That is bonus action. Okay. So if, say for example, Misha wants to struggle and get out of there, do you think I could? Okay. You know what? Sorry, I just don't have a lot of great spells for this moment. I think that's gonna be my turn for this round then, since I don't want to use any of my bonus actions. The spell yet.
Cool. Well, I'm going to finger guns towards the one holding Misha, and I'm going to shout drop. And I'm going to stop blast. Kapang. And kapow.
Okay, you hit it for 13 damage. However, it is only going to take half of that damage.
Oh, it doesn't like force damage.
Oh no, that's not why.
The other half goes to Misha.
Yep.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, I mean.
So let me just undo the damage you did a sec, and then I just calculate. So 7 plus
If you
11.
do right-click 13 and say take half damage, it automatically calculates it for you.
Ah, that would be. But yep, and you would take the other half, which is 11 damage.
Apply half damage. Should work. But it doesn't. 11, you say?
Yep. You do knock some holes in the rug, but you also knock some holes in Misha.
Question: do you have the Eldritch Push?
Sorry, the
Repelling Blast.
I do, yeah. You know I do.
If you forcefully move a creature, that does removes
breaks
cripples,
grapples.
right?
It does normally.
I would
Unless-
say in most cases, if it was just holding on to you, then yes. But in this case, because it is wrapped around you, it will just move with you,
Ah,
or
okay.
you will move with it. Purely because of how this thing grapples compared to, say, someone just grabbing your arm or something. That Rug of Smothering has already done its thing. Octavian.
Octavian is going to move here,
Mm-hmm.
and he's going to grab this rug and just try and sort of almost like cartoonish grab the end of it, just sort of flick it to get it to unravel.
So you.
I'm going to try and pull it apart, yes, to really break the grapple.
Athletics check with advantage because
Yes.
Ooh,
Yep, that 20 definitely breaks the grapple.
Nice.
Can I try and grapple it as in that?
No.
Oh,
It's immune. It's not really
that's fine.
designed for that. Yeah.
There
you go.
Hmm?
That's your action. Anything as bonus?
Not really much I can do as a bonus currently.
Okay.
No, that'll be my turn, I think.
Misha.
Let's do the thing.
Come back. The one that you grappled is fully covered in plants, but the other one just sort of seems to almost twirl through them.
There. Did I have a bonus action spell? I do not. I'm gonna use Lay on Hands to give myself 15 HP back.
Yeah.
Okay,
And that's your turn.
that's my turn.
Right, this rug is gonna go for.
If it moved, I am gonna take an attack of opportunity on
Yeah,
it.
you can. Yeah, you actually hit. And now it has.
Disadvantage on attacks.
Yep. Which is not fun for a rug. It tries to grapple you, Katia, but is unsuccessful. Sigma.
yeah.
You can't get me, bitches.
I'll also apply my Philosopher Slayer to that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
3. Now I have 2 more attacks. Dead.
Yep, you finish that one off, and much like the other one, it
Falls back into
reforms
place.
and then forms into a brand new carpet.
And then I'll use my last one. Cool.
Okay, that everything?
Yep.
Katia. This rug tried to grab you.
Oh, that was Rage Katia, not this Katia. Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, this is normal Katia.
Unfortunately. Well,
You could take
unfortunately,
its blame.
but I'm gonna smack it with my sword. Because I don't really want to waste any spell slots right now because I think we're gonna be here for a little bit. Where?
Good.
Not bad, but not great. Okay, that's me.
Okay, greed.
Cool. Once again, think guns, pew pew. Pew.
Doug Sigma.
Yep.
Through the limbs. Yay! Temporary hit points are back!
Yay!
Woohoo!
You shoot right between Sigma's ears because Sigma's like crouched on this couch like a
Yeah.
freak.
I just imagined Grace just like duck.
And with that, the combat does come to an end. And actually, I'll bring this one back because you guys still have it targeted, so you might want to untarget it.
Yep.
Later.
And turn
Who else has
around
that
and
targeted?
swig from the
I think you've got
decanter
it
again.
targeted still, say?
I'm
think you've
targeting
still
the
got
rug
this
so you
one
don't
targeted.
accidentally, so you can not have to worry about problems later.
Yep.
She goes to walk up to Misha, but then she hesitates right before she goes, "No, it's fine." She goes up to him. You okay?
I am. Damn rugs.
One of the rug beneath you ruffles slightly as you say that.
Don't be
Katia
rude.
stops her foot on it.
You see, it's not fun when an animate object starts attacking you, is it now, Misha, huh?
Is that a broom behind you, Greed?
Nice try. There's no rooms. No brooms. I already checked.
Sigma will activate his hunter's mark on the broom behind Greed.
Great
The
job,
rug
Greed.
moves. The rug moves. The broom moves. The table laughs.
Yeah.
Prize
Everyone
here,
kills the
Sigma.
table. It was a good time.
Octavian's going to look through the books to see if he can find anything more about the ship incident, the ledgers for that.
Roll me a perception check. Or investigation. Actually, investigation, sorry.
Oh, God damn it, my perception is so much better.
Sigma will help if you are looking for something specific. Since
Yes, I would be, yeah.
you would at least
So,
know if you're looking for a particular individual. So
Misha,
Yep.
do you play?
would I get advantage on that then?
Yeah, I'll allow that.
This
On
requires a bit too much more finesse.
sake.
You don't find a book on the instant, but you find a book called The Fallen Fanes.
Oh. That is being pulled out very quickly and opened.
Okay.
Guys, you might want to look at this.
It is a fairly short book. Like seems to be what's the right word? Almost like a collection of folk tales about the three Fanes.
Oh.
In
Yes,
your time, long before the Morning Lord, before Mother Night, the people of Barovia believed instead in the weave, the fabric of the world and the passage of time, the threads of fate, the theoretical strings that make up the grander weave. There is the one who sees the future, the one that seeks it, known simply as the Seeker, often represented in the form of ravens, and said to be the creator of were-raven lycanthropy in Barovia. She is said to seek and the future. Then there is the Weaver of the Swamp, remembrance of the past, rememberer of everything, keeper of the weave itself. And then there is the one who stalks the now, the huntress of the mountain fane. The one said to not be tied to the past or the future, representing the darkness, the underside of the weave. A goddess of death, but one that has a particular hatred for undead.
This is similar to the book we found in the Fidatovs, a little more complete. Probably earlier.
Yeah.
It's said that the Golthius tree that grows on Yester Hill, for many a sign of undeath and evil, was once a much purer thing, through a representation of death, but a representation that death comes to us all, and from death comes life.
Is there notes in the margins of this book? This is the research division. Is there any speculation that may have been done by researchers?
There is some notes, yes. It is theorized that eventually these three figures came to represent... No, that's not the right word. It is theorized that these three figures eventually became two. One to represent beginnings and one to represent endings. New gods that became worshipped in Barovia.
My Lord of Morning and a Lady of the Night.
Precisely. Further theories state that these ancient shrines, whilst no longer utilized, still contained fragments of their power. Fragments that tied them to these new gods. As such, when they were desecrated, their powers stolen, it granted the wielders great power. It allowed the great drowning of Berez. It allowed the control of the cycle of the moon and weather, and commandment of various wild animals. With this stolen power linked to them, a being could be almost a god.
Could this be why the wolves didn't listen to you, Octavian?
Didn't oh, what was her name again? The old man from the Waste of the Wines. Didn't he mention something about Strahd stealing his powers?
He did.
He's siphoning
Yeah.
the strength from the Thanes.
We should find these altars then. When we can.
There is one more bit of information about the Mountain Fane, the one that is perhaps closest tied to Strahd due to its connection to death. We are not yet sure how the Swamp Fane and Forest Fane were desecrated and their powers stolen, though the Mountain Fane, we do have our theories. Through reading of ancient documents, we have found that as part of the faith of the Huntress, the blessed dead, those most honored, were buried at the hill for the Golthius tree to consume. The even more well honored were given to the tree itself, and an exceptionally high honor, similar to Reghead funeral ship pyres and other such funeral rites. To desecrate this, undead were instead fed to the tree, a perversion of everything the Huntress represents, a horrid blasphemy that broke the tree, twisting it and making it vile like other Golthius trees, and breaking her power, allowing Strahd to take it.
So that's what happened there. We need to find her name.
Yes, that's what I was hoping this book might have hinted at. Unfortunately, it seems not.
I will actually reveal that her name is simply the Huntress.
The Huntress. Okay.
Oh.
And then we can return to Yester Hill whenever we stop at the Wizard and the Wine.
Do we not need the seed which we gave to?
We pass by. I can easily catch up with you all. I could easily run my way to Valaki and make it to the Wizard of the Wine by the time you guys get there.
We don't need to split up. We can send Wover.
That's true.
Point, yeah. We could even ask the Were Ravens if someone could collect it.
Also true.
Either way,
Yeah.
that's something we look at some point. Survive whatever is here first. I mean,
Well, is there anything else you wanted to look for, Octavian?
I just wish I could find the notes about the incident revolving my ship, but it doesn't seem to be here.
It could be in Dahlia's quarters. If there's anything classified, she would have the original notes.
I mean, it turns out that I actually have some questions of my own as well.
Oh, already?
Well, of course.
Yeah, she has some explaining to do, and you see him like flex his hands, and you can hear like the knuckles sort of popping slightly. Like, this is a side of him none of you have seen before. He's not pleased. Yeah, he'll pull out the cigar that was previously, that he'd had some before, stick that in the corner of his mouth and sort of light that.
Sigma will open the door.
This door, there are 2 other doors you can see. This corridor itself feels perfectly safe.
I'll just start with this one.
Oh, bloody hell! Oh, oh, I hate those bloody doors. They always wake me up. Oh, what do you want?
Sorry.
Mhm. We're searching for.
Oh, it's a pretty mess. Come to keep me bed warm.
Keep your
Greed laughs in
thoughts
the
to
background.
yourself.
Don't worry, don't worry. I'm just kidding. I've got. Yeah, I don't. You're not my type. Let's put it that way.
Just for the fun of it, Octavian's going to sort of climb his way into the room and go, "Why am I?"
You're closer, but not nearly scaly enough, mate.
Lizard
Touche.
folk in there.
Touche.
You're not really my type either. You
Yeah.
seem young.
Young in body, perhaps, but old in experience.
Oh, that's what they all say. You don't know. See, you don't know anything about 3 keys.
You want to get freaky? I thought we'd established that was off the table.
I'll just slap yourself in the face.
Wait, come back. I'm sorry. It was too easy a joke. I'm still getting used to my new body, so takes a good few years.
Body?
Oh yeah. What's the way to say this? My tribe have a few customs that allows us to transfer ourselves to a new body when we die. Like I said, young in body, new in old in experience.
Eh,
You look like
is
a
that
kid.
is that the rite of reincarnation?
Yeah, something like that. Something like that. I do look young, that's true, but you know, sometimes it takes a young body to hunt a dragon.
If I squint my eyes, is there a way that he's holding himself that is familiar?
Yes, definitely. You're not fully sure who, but you recognize that sort of pose and the attitude.
What is your name?
Uh, do I have a name in this body yet? You can call me Colon.
What'd you call yourself about 280 years ago?
280 years ago, so that was what, 3 bodies ago? You would have known me as Adeline, I think. Yeah, sounds right. And that name does ring a bell.
Sounds like a friend of Lady Ophelia. Thing. That or Daniel.
Hmm? Oh,
Yeah. So, you're looking for the 3 keys.
Aye.
Well, and you probably want the 4th too. Now, that's if you don't want to get your ass burnt, though getting the 4th will potentially get your ass burnt, but you know, risks and rewards. Yeah. So,
literal. Okay.
yeah. So, you probably, by this point, judging by. Yeah, you've probably gone to most of the rooms, right, by now? Apart from the big one, and. So. And you've just come through there. You didn't find a key in there, did you?
Not yet.
Yeah, there's plenty of keys there.
Hmm.
We can take a look again.
My friends were interested in the research.
Research is good. Research is good. Helps you stay sharp. No, I often write down. It's how I when I get into my new body, how I remember. Takes a bit.
How many people live here at the lab?
Nowadays, there's Dahlia, there's Ash and I, there's me, there's Sliver, there's Phil, there's the Sentry. I think that's about it for what you'd classify as living anyway. So I don't think we can count the carpets, good as they might be.
They're a bit threadbare than last time I saw them.
Yeah, we've been meaning to replace them. Actually, we want to get something with a bit more oomph, but everything we've tried has been a bit too obvious that it ain't a rug. Everyone expects a mimic, so you can't really do the chairs. Maybe the fireplace next. We've not done anything with. Oh, but then we've got that other thing that uses fire, so probably not that. Maybe the wine. Maybe we'll get the wine to attack people. Wine elemental or something. That could be fun. Alright, wanted to know about the keys. Well, I've given you a hint to one.
That's
One.
It's fine. Doing interviews is as much part of our job as anything else, so.
Yeah, so you'll probably find some information, or you might find something hidden where people get fulfillment. And old Sliver probably has at least a further clue for you, if you can get them to help. They're a bit of a dick. Doctors often are, I find, but
Daniel says it's good to see you, and he's glad you're all right.
Daniel, 280 years ago. That one. Yeah, he nice to. Oh wait, you're that one. Yeah. Nice to see you and everyone in here, I guess. Tell. Oh wait, no. You've probably only really. How long's it been for you since you've been out and about?
From my perspective, it's only been 3 years.
3 years, and
Since I was made, and less
you've
than a
not.
month since I left.
You've not. Since then, you've not taken in any spiritual energy, have you?
What do you mean?
Well, might not know that bit. Dahlia be pissed if I tell you that or not. You see, you're a magical creation, a construct as they were. They're a bit more fleshy than some. They're not as fleshy as the flesh golems. So, some of those souls probably, you probably ain't got a huge amount of lifespan unless you find a way to maintain them. Believe me, if anyone knows about that, other than Dahlia, of course, it's probably me. After all, transferring of souls, kind of my thing. He points at himself. But,
You really did
yeah.
give Hohenheim a run for his money trying to get that information out of you.
Well, tribe secrets, but it seemed to be for the greater good in the end. Though, looking at, yeah, I'd say what you got 4 main ones and the rest are there but not quite.
Sigma will nod.
Yeah, I mean, thing is, bodies kind of are like a container and souls are like a liquid. Eventually they want to try to fill the container, shape to it, you know. That's why most people only have one. You got a fair few, so all of those souls are going to want to try to fill that space, but there ain't enough space for them, so they'll get absorbed unless they're able to be maintained, fed an essence of or some such. In fact, I reckon you might be close to working that bit out yourself.
Yeah, to the party, it's fairly clear that there's a degree at which Sigma was kind of aware of this and literally has not told you anyone. Like it's almost obvious as they are listening to this, nodding along. You just see their eyes like dart to the side.
Yeah, and probably the final hint here. A lot of things comes in threes, but often only one is what you need to find.
Aye.
Now, I'm gonna go back to my nap. I think I'll go jump in this bed instead. I probably shouldn't sleep in Ash and I's bed. They'll get annoyed. But they do keep their bed comfy somehow. Never worked that out.
That's the old man.
Hello.
Yep.
Yeah, he might want to be coming to bed soon with a bit of a headache.
He's always got a headache, that one. He stares at screens too long. Keep telling me he should wear his glasses properly, but he never does. Wore them upside down once. I'm not even sure how that works.
I've done that.
Sigma will look towards Ash and I's bed and then look towards him and go, "It's Griffin feathers in the pillow."
That makes sense. It's been... When's the last time I hunted one of those big chickens? Bit of a low-level mission, but it could be fun. Once we get out of Barovia, it'd be nice. Basic hunt.
Wait, you guys can leave?
We could. Haven't been able to for a while.
Wait,
Makes
haven't
things...
been able to?
No, we've been trying to work out ways, but the old engine hasn't managed to crack through yet, even with the new power source. Close, but not quite. I think it's too connected to the LAN, personally.
I don't really understand, but alright.
The mists get thicker the further you get, and we don't have the power to break through.
Could I get the puzzle for this room again? I don't know if it was posted inside chat.
So the thing you noticed were trap-wise were the 3 rugs, basically.
No, I mean the note.
Oh yeah. The note. Watch where you step. Watch where you sleep. Dark things creep or something like that.
Okay.
But that wasn't so much the puzzle. That was more just a hint for this. However, because I forgot that you do get extra things, your tuning forks basically point you to the piano as well.
Yeah, Sigma will go over and He will take a seat in the chair.
Yep.
Take a breath, and he will play something that isn't like he's not trying to perform necessarily. He's just replaying the notes of the song that Dahlia likes them to play on occasion. It's more of a memorization than
Yeah, that is fine. I mean, in that case, roll me. I'm gonna say I'll still allow it to be performance because it's better than what I was gonna have you roll, which was history. So, so just roll me a performance check. DC is not particularly high, and you easily beat it. So, playing this song. Wait, why do things?
that was
What?
weird.
Yeah, I wasn't the only one who just sort of things changed, was I?
The coloration became brighter.
Yeah, and I didn't do anything. I don't know what caused that.
Maybe Chris tweaked the fog or something.
Chris isn't in here.
Chris isn't in here. He
Weird.
couldn't.
Yeah, that's what was confused. Okay, odd, but as the final note is played, a recording plays. Ah, Sigma, you thought it would be that simple. Certainly a good first try, a first way to find the right keys, but fortunately that song won't get you anywhere. Apart from this, there is a creature that roams these halls. A sound it makes senses when magic is near, but there is a tune it plays as well.
That's concerning.
It's a sentry.
Is it the Mage Hunter? That's a creature, right?
If Sigmundsur steps out into the hall, can I look for any sort of spots where the sentry might have worn away some of the metal just a bit as it's following its path?
Yeah, you can see markings on the floor, like it's going up and down like the main corridor.
Guys, I can see something at the end of the hallway coming this way.
What is it?
If I can, as it moves towards us.
What the
I
fuck
describe
is
it as
that?
a giant ant crawling on
And
the
it seems to
ceiling.
be on the ceiling. Yep.
But by giant, I mean bigger than Octavian, maybe twice as big.
Oh.
Sigma will push everyone back. Can I stealthily listen to it as it?
Yep.
As a sort of let it
Yeah.
pass.
So, roll me a perception check. Okay. As it's moving, it seems to just be making one distinctive sound, just like one note over and over.
If I go back, can I play that note on the?
As you
piano?
play that note, that particular key on the piano glows.
Mm.
But at the moment of that glow, you notice it begin to scuttle in that direction properly. Like it began to walk away, but now it turns and scuttles back.
Mm.
Hmm.
It stares at you through the doorway, tilting its head and clicking strangely.
Is the clicking in a form of notes?
Doesn't appear to be. It's that same tone, but this time somehow by making that same tone, it's almost inquisitive. And then it simply goes, magic detected. Magic detected. Engaging hunter mode.
Oh,
And
great.
it
magic
drops
key.
down from the ceiling.
Shut the door, shut the door, shut the door.
Sigma will sort of step back and go. You know what? Sigma will drop the spell.
And as you drop the spell, its gaze is focused on Misha and on the piano.
Hmm.
So then its gaze also just sweeps across most of the party. 5 magical units detected. 1 active magic user detected. State your purpose. State your reason.
Experiment Sigma 9. The final test by Lady Dahlia.
Classification Sigma 9. Incorrect. Final test. Protocol recognized. Engaging combat.
Oh boy.
As it's saying this, or you just hear this subtle click from Octavian as he pulls the hammer back on his revolver.
So I managed to put one of the rugs back onto the combat. That's not meant to be the case. And it's best initiative roll.
Why is my initiative always ass?
You don't have very
speak for
good dex.
yourself.
You have all right there. You're not Misha's dex though.
Oh my god, that is true.
Hey, at least it's positive.
The only reason I roll so well is because I've got a +7 modifier to my initiative. My initiative's +7.
Wow.
I took the alert
Okay.
feat.
Oh, you got rid of my ready to action?
What was your... I didn't mean to.
I readied my flail as soon as I saw
Yeah.
them readying in the corridor.
Okay. Right. Octavian, you're up first.
Right, I need to actually look at this stats for the revolver because you did add it. But
Did I
you-
give you proficiency?
no, it says not proficient, and I don't actually have any stats to see.
There you go. It's all on the actual thing.
Oh, in my
40 range.
inventory.
Yeah, it's 2d8 plus dex.
Okay.
It's a dex-based weapon. So.
Yep. So Octavian is going to peek out or pop out sort of in line with it, and he'll just say, or he'll sort of shout to everyone, "Watch your ears!" as he brings his shield in front and the revolver up and over the top, and pulls the trigger.
Yeah, cover your ears.
As a solid hit.
I can't do my astral spark with that because it needs to be a melee attack, I believe.
I don't like the fact it's called a mage hunter.
No, it just says a simple or martial weapon. It doesn't say melee, so yes, in this
Oh, I
case.
could. Sweet.
Yeah.
And that's an additional 3 force damage.
Yep. As
And
you
then-
hit it, it lets out another note.
As my bonus action, I'm going to starry form into the archer.
Except in this case, even more so than previously, when it takes that sort of starry form, it actually flows down the gun, forming you into instead the form of the gunner.
Nice.
What?
I'm going to assume that I can channel it through the gun instead of. So I will
Yep.
pull the trigger again. And that one misses. Damn it. However, I am going to dive sort of back out of its way.
Use your object interaction to play the note.
And then go, that's a firearm.
Druid of the stars. Detected. Identified.
Oh shit, that does not sound good. That will be my turn though.
Hey, can I just say, like, when he fired the gun, like, I feel like Katia tried to cover her, but I feel like she barely, like, was slow enough to cover her ears, so I just feel like she just let out a scream when he shot the firearm, because how loud.
Yeah.
Because that was my reaction when I first heard a firearm right next to me, is you just scream.
You just give the deafened ability to someone. Or
Okay, she didn't scream that loudly, this is Katia.
the
She
Misha's
could be
just
screaming that.
Just take my turn
Yes.
while these guys are yapping.
I'll say, yeah, that would have been my turn anyway.
Nice.
Apologies.
Fiend, Warlock, Detected, Pact, Incomplete. Identified.
Incomplete? Oh.
Yeah, that's my turn.
Sigma.
And it gets pushed back into the wall. Why not?
Sigma will use his object interaction to play the note since he could easily just move like
Yep.
on top of the piano.
Second
the
note played. Sun Key. No, wait. Moon Key. At
Oh.
risk.
Moon key?
Bard detected.
Hunter's Mark detected. Vulnerabilities found. None. Condition immunities. Blinded. Charmed. Deafened. Frightened. Prone.
Good.
Engaging. Reflection protocol on Eldritch Blast.
Uh-oh.
Excuse me.
Your first Eldritch Blast, Greed,
Yeah.
it took half damage from. You take the other half as it comes back at you.
And that's the third. Been pinned by 2 pythons.
Well, I'm gonna be useless.
And I will apply my 4.
Unit at risk.
Best we damage
Yeah.
it, not destroy it.
Strength check to break free of that, isn't it?
It is a strength. I can pull it up if you'd like.
18 break it?
I think it may not be a strength check unless it's a large creature. Let me look at it.
I mean, it looks pretty large to me.
I'm just not sure. I've not done pinning for a bit.
Yeah,
So-
I can't remember how pinning works either.
Weapons. Properties.
A 5 or more on a critical hit adjacent, you get stuck to the surface. It must spend an action to attempt a DC 10 athletic check to pull the weapon or missile, and it can't move until it succeeds.
Yeah, a huge or bigger creature can spend 10 feet of its movement to enter the grapple. It is not quite that large, unfortunately.
So it would have to use its action to attempt, which it succeeds
Yeah, which
at
did.
doing. But
Yeah,
it uses its action.
Yeah. Considering optimal protocol. Repairs required.
He's running?
It
Many
begins to
beasts
retreat.
do.
And that is its turn, because I don't think you can do much more at this point. And that is its turn. So, Katia, you're up.
Where's it going?
Repairs. You probably have to knock it out before it can get there. Best not to kill it, though.
Okay. Actually, since it's getting far away, actually no, because that is a spot, not really on a person. Yeah. Oh! Hold on. Wait, where'd it go? I can't see it from here.
You have to move.
It's up the hallway.
Well,
It does reflect magic, so be careful.
magic's my whole thing!
Well, it reflects part of the magic.
Because I got a spell I think I can use.
Go for it.
I'm gonna command it to halt.
Just a second before that, because let me just read the description of that spell. And if so, I'll give you the spell. No, that's not a charm effect, weirdly.
Yeah, they
Oh
changed
yeah,
it.
they,
It's not
they
charmed,
removed
nope.
it. They removed that part.
Yep, so you ordered it to halt.
Yep.
Command received. Command unable to resist. Preparing to consume.
What? What that mean? What that mean?
You see, as your spell hits, and it does halt in its progress, it then opens up its mouth, and you see the faint moonlight of your spell begin to be drawn into its mouth. And you immediately know the effect is broken.
Oh, fuck.
And it restores a single hit point. Consumed
glad Hunter's
and
Mark-
destroyed.
I'm glad Hunter's Mark is no longer a spell.
Yeah.
It's a spell no longer.
Can I shoot a crossbow at it?
You've
Yeah,
used your
yeah.
action.
Yeah. Okay. I guess that's it for me because I moved and I used my action. I'm good.
Misha.
I'm so screwed.
Was he okay?
I can get to it if you let me.
We need only one hit. Does it make the third note?
It does not.
Fuck.
Yeah, it makes the second note again.
Okay.
What if
So
we hit
hitting
it
it
with-
makes that second note. Summoning it makes the first.
We hit it with so.
You think destroying it will be the last?
That might be it. Or the repairing. Moving up. Oh, did I take the half damage or was it something else?
It's used its reaction, so it can't do that
Nice.
again.
Did it take the full damage from the cult?
Yes.
Thing? Nice. Then I will end my turn.
Okay. Octavian.
His movement
Sorry?
is now reduced by 10 feet, by the way.
Yeah.
I will move up to here.
Don't kill it.
I will aim the revolver and do my luminous arrow. Seven damage. I do to. This. Looking at this is a construct, isn't it?
It appears to be. Or based on how it's speaking.
Hmm. I don't know what to do because I don't want to destroy it. I don't know how far it's going to go to repair itself. I'll hold off for now. I'm just going to sort of move up and sort of follow it.
Yeah, it also would have said upon being hit by the spell from Katia and Misha. Twilight Cleric detected, identified. Ancient Paladin detected, identified.
Those
Incomplete.
spells were technically from my tiefling race.
Mm-hmm. Still seems. It also says Tiefling heritage incomplete.
Fuck you too.
But yeah, that should be my turn then.
Read.
Right. Oh fuck! I moved quite far. I'm just gonna dash out just so I'm with everyone. I think. That will unfortunately be my turn.
Sigma.
Yeah. I will easily catch up with it. And I will, for shits and giggles.
Threat level elevated. Unknown experiment. Risk heightened.
Unknown experiment? What?
I can roll that with advantage because of Zephyr Strike, so I'm going to do that. Damn. Okay, I will just attack it with my other 2 strikes then.
Unit neutralized. Unit shutting down. And it plays a tone.
Bing.
Imagine I bring the back of my blades down on its neck. With just enough advantage.
Sending data of combat to archives for research and preparation.
We'll walk back and play the note on the piano.
Yep. And as you do, all the lights go out. And resting on this center table, you see a small idol.
Sigma will move along the ceiling and reach down to it.
Oh, that's better.
Yep.
Wait, is the only person who's blind right now is Octavian?
Octavian's luminous.
Octavian gives lights.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
I'm fabulous and glowing currently.
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
Because of my star form.
Yeah, so the idol is of a woman resting her hand on the head of a wolf. Seems to be made of silver.
Looks a lot like you, Katia.
Huh?
I mean, that's Misha.
Yes.
Sure.
Just points at the wolf. Is that Misha then? It had to be.
No.
Just imagine Sigma hanging from the ceiling upside down, holding up an idol, but the idol's right side up. You found the bathroom.
Yep, literally the bathroom.
Oh, I would love to use the bathroom.
There's even
Where
a
is
bath
it?
in there.
Oh.
It's at the end over here.
She would just be like, "You can use the restroom in that," because like she's used to the outhouse.
I don't need to use the such thing, so I don't really know.
Well, I do. Goodbye.
Can you lock the door from the inside?
Yep.
Okay, good.
Above.
Oh,
You can choose it next.
now I'm locked in.
But yeah.
Ow.
We should continue on.
Yes.
I actually would like to wash up. When was the last time these guys fucking took a bath?
Way too long ago.
Don't think they have in
Blue Water
Barovia.
Inn. We have a Blue Water Inn.
Oh yeah, Blue Water Inn.
Blue Water Inn, but that was several days ago.
I keep myself
Katia
clean.
is probably still covered in blood, so she's gonna. I am just gonna go wash up. I'll be real fast. I promise.
3 hours later.
No, it would not be 3 hours later.
Octavian's going to look at Greed and go, "You've got precision, haven't you?"
I've got what?
I can never say the bloody spell name properly.
Oh,
Prestidigitation.
prestidigitation.
Yes, that one. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
I
I
suppose
do.
I could have a bit of a sort of, when he sort of gesture at his clothes and the grime.
Have you got any deodorant? Yes.
Effectively, yes.
I'll Lynx Africa him.
Thanks. I smell
So,
like a
yeah.
14-year-old again.
And as Misha walks past, I'll do the same.
Oh, appreciate it.
Reminds me of my teenage years before I was a military man.
You see, is like everyone gets prestidigitation. Sigma like brings up the hand to their like nose and like smells it and it's just like shrugs like.
I'm going to blast Sigma twice with prestidigitation. We'll get rid of the wet
Are you
dog
going
smell.
to join the others after quickly washing up?
Yep.
You come out and everyone's like, all their hair's all glossy, like silky, and they look really well groomed.
They've been well groomed this whole time. Definitely didn't happen while you're in the bathroom.
If Katia
You-
is taking a bath break, do we take a short rest?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
we
not a bad idea.
I think that
You
would
can have a
count as
short rest if you want.
I mean, it
And
is the rec room, so
Yeah.
Don't think
And whilst you're short resting, you notice the body of the mage hunter fold up into itself and just begin floating off.
I just nod like
Creepy.
him.
All right.
As Katia comes to you, you see Octavian sort of just waxing his mustache.
Get away from me, you crazy ghost! I don't want you touching me. I've told you. Get away from me.
Oh my god. The backseat's in here.
Tabaxis.
I look at the ghost.
You do not understand. I'm doing this for your own good, Mr. Kitty Cat.
Do I recognize who do I recognize here? What's going on?
You weirdly recognize the ghost.
Do I recognize the cat?
No.
Oh.
It is not Mittens in human form. You have been injured. It is my duty to help you forget and to restore.
What is the name of the ghost? Something like mine.
Sliver.
Sliver. I say
God.
Sliver. Is this someone who's wandered in from outside again?
No. Oh. It has been a while. I may have decayed somewhat since you last saw me. Apologies for the mess, but no, this is one of our more recent hunter graduates. They were taken by the mists about a decade and a half ago. And they got wound up in a fight with some...
Sorry.
I've told you, you damn ghost, I don't need your magical mumbo jumbo. Us wild tigers are resilient and I'll heal naturally. All it requires, he licks his wound literally, is a bit of saliva.
Tia cringes at that.
The ghost sighs. I may need to use my touch of forgetfulness on myself after this.
Sigma will look at this tabaxi and go, and your name is?
My name is Runs with Knives.
Oh, you shouldn't do that. Don't you know how dangerous that is?
Runs with scissors. My twin.
It's dangerous for those that I'm running after.
Just watch out for his brother. Runs with Spork.
Oh no, we disowned him.
Too dangerous.
Do you mind if I? Do you
Katya's
mind if I take
staring.
a look?
Katya's staring. Because it's like, cat person.
You mind if I
I
take a
don't
look?
like you, white-haired lady.
Oh, I'm sorry. I've never seen anything like you before, so well, besides, and she points at Sigma and Octavian.
You,
I apologize
you.
for staring.
It's not that. I just don't like you.
Oh.
And why would you not stare at me? Have you seen me? But that's beside the point. Like I said, I'm just healing my wounds, and he licks the wound again.
Can I take a look at his wounds?
Yes, you can. These are clearly like lacerations caused by something. Definitely not like a wolf or so. Definitely not like a lichen, I would say. You can tell. Doesn't
Gosh,
appear to be any infection or poison.
Katya probably smells like dog. I just realized. That's probably why.
Yeah.
I'll go. You mind if I sew these up? And he'll
He
show
stares.
his healer's kit.
He looks at you for a moment. I don't know what you are. I must consult. He looks at his finger for a moment. And then looks upwards. Yes. The red dot says yes.
The red dot says yes.
Yeah, Sigma will if it's okay, can I use that medicine check to say like I sew up his his wound?
Hachi's gonna look at the ghost guy and just be like, is he suffering from some... And she'll make like a gesture pointing to her head, referring to madness. But she's not gonna say that out loud.
No, he just comes from a tribe that are a little bit unrefined.
It's how old he is.
I believe back where he comes from, undead are, well, as is the case for many areas, are seen as quite an ill omen. But in his land in particular, where powerful healing magics no longer work, they don't trust healing magic very much.
I see.
Where did you say you were from? Runs with knives, I believe. Scholt, correct? Yes. I'd go back there if I could, but I'm stuck here because I keep getting lost in the mist, and then it tries to eat you. If that doesn't try to eat you, the dogs do.
If you wait patiently, me and my companions here are trying to deal with the mist.
Nah, if I can't, you won't be able to.
You seem to be quite the hunter, Mr. Runsnag.
I have been known to hunt many beasts. I once hunted a wild boar when I was only 3.
Wow, that's impressive.
You can all roll me insight checks on that.
That sounds impressive.
I'm calling absolute bullshit.
Yeah, absolute bullshit.
Sigma and Octavian both look at each other and then nod and go, yes, yes.
How big was this? How big was this boar? And he sort of gestured his hands about 3 inches apart. About this?
No, it was the size of a horse.
Very
Oh,
scary,
okay.
those miniature horses.
Mm-hmm.
It's absolutely terrifying creatures.
But I remember when I hunted a hippo, that was a good day. Its meat fed us for a week.
Oh, that means you really need very little
Hmm.
food if you can only hunt an infant.
So
Octavian,
what,
sort
Where
of,
were we?
Octavian still has like the pistol in his hand and goes, you're welcome to try it.
what did Lady Dahlia say to you when you came here? Runs of night.
That if I joined up and used my hunting skills for good, then she and her research division would eventually find a way out and would help me train and become an even greater hunter. Though I can still throw knives better than Phil ever could. And that one with your insight checks is true. He seems to be very good with throwing knives.
Well, it is a good day to meet you, sir.
It is good to meet you too.
I'm experiment designation Sigma 9 of the research.
Ah, I've heard about their experiments. Don't know much about them. Honestly, I was more into. Well, I liked the idea of catching the creatures for the research rather than doing the research, you know? More fun.
We always need a bit of a cat napper.
Precisely. Precisely.
I have heard of a very interesting creature. I think that you would be very apt at hunting. It's just north of is it Valaki, the town?
And perhaps he could.
With the inn.
Yeah.
It's just north of Valaki, up by the lake. There's a creature there I think the association would love for you to bring back.
Yeah. Once I've licked my wounds clean, maybe I'll go give it a go.
You shouldn't go alone, though. It is a.
Maybe just give him Sigma a sort of raised eyebrow look.
Sigma's gonna go. It's dangerous. Very.
Sorry, we'd rather not feed the monster.
And with what it's tried to do to you, Octavian, that would just make it harder for us.
I suppose, yes.
Can I say
Sliver.
while they're talking, Katia is looking around the room. The very modern medical room is kind of interesting to her because it's extremely different than the medical room of the Abbey. You know. Oh.
Oh, that's the old cure wounds.
Yep. He's a very old ghost.
He's got the old spell. Love that.
Whoa! What an ancient form of magic!
That
Yes,
is
unfortunately,
very inefficient magic.
Unfortunately, access to the more powerful versions of that spell that have developed over the past few decades are beyond my power to learn. I am stuck with what I had before I died.
Well, for what it's worth, Sliver, it's good to see that you have taken well, despite
Only you
everything.
wait till 2024.
I know. It's such a shame. But yes, Experiment Sigma 9. I assume you have come here as part of your testing.
Yes.
Please tell me, does it involve a medical exam?
How may I be of assistance?
We were told that you might have more to say about one of the keys.
Have you found any of the keys so far?
He'll hold up the idol of the moon.
Ah, yes. Excellent, the moon. That is a tricky one for some, though. That means you need the sun, the golden sun, and the platinum dragon. Let me recall. And then he goes to scratch his own forehead, and he's like, no, no, don't do that. You'll forget what you're trying to say. Right. So what clues have you received so far? Just so I don't repeat what has been said.
It was mainly that the moon was in the other room. We're currently heading to the other side of the division to check the other
Yes.
half.
You will find one where people's needs can be met.
Wait, that wasn't the
It's
recreation room?
no other needs.
The
Food.
cafeteria?
Hmm.
He smiles. And then you'll find one with Phil.
Of course.
Back to that room. Before we sort of leave, Octavian's going to ask the ghost guy if what he knows about if he knows about the whole ship and Ableth situation.
Yes, our last journey to the Astral Sea. That was a particularly dangerous and risky mission, and many were harmed in its place. It did give opportunities for research so that I could find ways to try to deal with the infection that that creature inflicts upon its victims. I believe it was a ship of your people that made it particularly difficult, Mr. Astropotamus.
And as he did
So-
before, Octavian will reach into his bag and pull out the model ship. And was it this one?
Unfortunately, I am bound to this room where I died. Ironic, but that does meet with the description that some have said. Supposedly, it could fire off projectiles that seem to tear the space itself apart.
Was Sliver dead whenever I was in the division? Just as a question.
Yes.
Okay.
Is there anyone left in this building who was part of that expedition?
Lady Dahlia.
She's the only one.
I believe so. Most of the rest of us are that are left are support staff. The others that may and would likely have been involved, you're already traveling with.
Misha?
He looks. He sort of glances towards Sigma.
I.
Do you mean that? Rest, I'm already traveling.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of them are what part of the people that make up Sigma?
Precisely. At least those that I am aware of personally, outside of Lady Dahlia and her personal advisors. I'm not. It is possible some members of the main branch there may have also been involved, but personnel details, other than fixing people, were a bit outside my remit, and unfortunately, many of those that came back were unfortunately had to be put down. We were unable to stop their transformation.
Transformation, I'm assuming you refer to the aboleth.
Yes, it transforms its victims into slave-like beings known as scum.
Yeah, we've dealt with one. Are you aware that the aboleth is currently residing in the lake of Balak?
That I personally was not aware of, but other than healing people, I only really see the aftermath of missions, not the missions themselves.
Of course.
I would suspect Lady Dahlia will be aware and be preparing for dealing with it.
Of course. Thank you for the information.
Should you become infected by it, know that you will need to remain underwater should you wish to be healed, and you will need to remain underwater if you wish to continue living. Otherwise, you will slowly dissolve away. Unless it, of course, turns you into scum.
Wait,
Thank you.
Actually, or that might be as you turn into scum. I'm not sure of the exact details, but yeah, its infection is quite horrible.
wait. Is it at the point where you are physically changing, or already at the state of mental
Once you are,
domination?
if you are hit by its tentacles, or possibly also the mucus cloud that it can produce whilst underwater, you can be inflicted with a disease that will be quite dangerous unless healed very quickly. Otherwise, it is very hard to heal, as I found out to the detriment of our numbers.
Woe is to poor Jonathan.
One thing you would notice about this ghost is that they don't seem to pass through things. They're actually quite solid, despite being like a ghostly appearance.
Sig will
And
actually reach into his inventory and pull out alchemical secrets best left unknown from way back in the Durst house and place it on a table and go, I believe I promised you a book last time I came in.
You did. I will appreciate this greatly. It's been a while since I've had something new to read.
Tell me about it.
Beware, all of you, the heating room. It is important but dangerous.
Why is it dangerous?
It's for heating.
Oh. Is that the room with the fourth key? Is that the room with the fourth key?
He again just smiles.
Octavian's going to look at the ghost guys too and go, I know you're he sort of gestures. He's trying to be polite without stating the obvious. I have a
I am
negative
quite
one
dead.
I have a negative one charisma, so it's not going very well.
Yes, I am quite dead, and I have been for a long time.
Can you still taste things?
During the day,
Is it the day currently?
yes.
Octavian's going to go into his bag and he'll put one of the bottles of Lindwell out for him.
He smiles.
Just thought you could probably do with a pick-me-up after the time you spent in here.
Yeah. And Katia, did you ask that question out loud?
What question?
Why during the day?
Sure.
The form of spirit that I have taken has a rather unusual property that during the day, unless I receive some form of damage, I am alive than I am at night. For example, it taps some of the metal. I am quite solid, but at night, or if I had taken damage, I would be able to pass through this quite easily.
Have they had to crack open the secret alcove for your room in a while?
No. But, tell me, do you have any upcoming decisions that you are uncertain about, any of you?
Any what was that?
Any upcoming decisions that you are uncertain about?
Upcoming issues.
Decisions.
Decisions.
How short-term are these decisions?
Something to take place within, say, the next half an hour or so.
Okay, I've got one.
Or at
Are we
least
going to
the
make it
beginnings
out
of
of
it.
this place?
Well, that depends. What exactly is your specific course of action that you plan to take?
Well, to be fair, I need to have a talk with your aunt, and he sort of looks at Misha. She has a
So
lot of explaining to do.
You want a conversation with Dahlia, and you want to know whether that would go well for you?
Yeah, that would be the
Yes.
opportune.
He makes a gesture with his hand, and the ceiling turns as if to a night sky filled with stars. And he begins to look amongst it.
Octavian's going to do the same.
I see weal and woe. It could go either way. There will be some good that comes from some conversation and some bad. But what I do see is that for any true path forward, there will always be death.
Obviously.
Did I recognize any of the constellations that were shown?
You do, but not because you recognize them as constellations that you would recognize. In fact, looking at it, you can actually see, for example, the symbol of the Dahlia in the sky, which isn't a known constellation. But it almost looks like part of it is withering away, petals falling, whilst half of it is thriving. And that seems to be what they've identified. But you can also see symbols representing each member of the group. A bottle of wine for greed, a wolf for Katia, a
dragon.
A dragon for Yep. For I'd say a dragon for Sigma. For Misha, I'm seeing represented by what you would see as oddly as a piece of paper and a pen or a pencil, possibly.
Okay.
And Octavian, yours is represented by the symbol of the face of one of your daughters.
Sort of smile at seeing that.
I apologize that I cannot do more, but I hope I have been of some assistance.
No, you
But
done
outside of healing, the only other ability that I have is to help people forget. But I think for now, you will need all your faculties about you. But in the future, if there is anything you do wish to forget, my door is always open.
No, thank you.
And the cat's like, the door's open, bye! And just runs off.
Wow.
Get some rest, Knives.
Thank you for the information. But even if there are things I wish to forget, I shouldn't. The things that have happened and need to be remembered.
Just remember, a noose may hang around all our necks, but it's up to us whether we tighten it or take it off.
Have I ever forgotten anything here? Sliver.
Would that be you or you as parts of you?
Not sure.
I will say, though I cannot say more, there are things missing which parts of you do not wish to say. That I can tell you.
Aye.
With that, he goes and sits down. And you're free to leave.
Okay. Pleasure meeting you.
It is always a pleasure to meet one who stands between the light and the dark.
I leave.
Steven will just thank him and don't forget your wine, and smiles and leaves.
Yeah. May the stars light your path and guide you to victory.
And may they guide yours as well, whichever your path may be.
Okay.
Reed,
Yes.
you've been awfully quiet. For you.
It's a lot to
Everything
take
alright?
in with this place.
Yeah. It's honestly really freaky.
Well, I haven't really seen anything like it, and I do feel slightly out of my depth.
Yeah,
I'm
you
I'm
saw
sorry.
what I grew up in.
Well, I'm still puzzled, and as they're walking up the hallway, he'll just bring out the bottle and just kind of blink it with a finger.
When I was up towards this room before, did I feel traps here? Or was it?
You feel, I would say, a bit further on if you follow that path through that door. You feel the presence of a puzzle that may have damaging consequences. And as you approach, it gets warmer.
Yeah,
The heater.
that's the heating room.
Didn't they say Phil had one of the keys?
Yeah,
I did.
and there was one in the cafeteria, but there is...
Maybe talk to Phil while we're up here? He was just over here.
Yeah,
Yes.
we can.
The cafeteria's over here
Oh.
anyway.
Help.
Ah.
open the door? Okay, you close.
Sorry.
Cool.
Sorry.
Phil?
Sorry.
Mm.
Hello.
Oh, you're back again, Sigma. Sigma 9. What can I do for you at this time?
You have a key.
Ah, someone spilled the beans, did they? Oh, well. Ah,
Interrogation and investigation is as much a part of our job as the research.
that is true. That is true. And that's part of the test, is gathering the information. In fact, even if you'd asked me flat out straight away if I had one, I couldn't tell you till someone else told you, so. Kind of a weird rule, but there you go. So, you want a key off me. A key. And looking at you, you've got the moon key by now, right?
Yes,
Aye.
we do.
I take it you have the sun key.
And that
Oh.
would be it.
Oh, it is the sun
Yeah.
key.
Yeah, the dragon key is a bit of an oddity. But this is one where this is a test purely for Sigma. Pop your way over here, Sigma. Alright. My test is pretty simple, and you've already done the first bit, which is finding out there's even one to find. The next part of your test, well, you're pretty good at throwing those pitons, and I see you've managed to get yourself a crossbow. So, I'm going to make it pretty simple. Beat me in an archery contest. 3 shots. Best of those 3. Simple enough. See if you're good enough.
Sure.
Sound fair?
That's fair enough.
Fair enough.
Nah. Giving your mate an edge, always a good one. That means I can go all out, so why don't you take the first shot, Sigma? Just roll an attack roll about target. Actually, you know what? Do I have a training dummy that I can just bring out? That'd probably be the easiest.
Where
Yep,
is
yeah, I do.
Assist DM Chris when you need him?
There he is. Take your shot.
Yeah, Sigma.
Oh, that
he's
shouldn't be
coded as an enemy.
disadvantage. Yep, let me adjust that. But that's would be a 23.
I'm disappointed in your shot.
I imagine even with Misha and Katia standing there, we're firing like at the target, like as though they're not even standing there at all. Like
he will fire off his shot. Oh god.
Okay, good enough.
Yeah, he really does miss that one. There's no point me even adding what he can do, so. That's terrible. Alright, your turn again. You
No,
might just be
Sigma!
missed. Oh, I thought that. Oh god, that's gonna be bloody hard to beat. He actually raises an eyebrow as your bolt pierces through the previous bolt that you fired. Wow, he is sucking. Even with his thing that he can do to boost. He's just but he goes, right, final shot. But I think we can see that you've got the accuracy. Can you do better than that, though?
I wouldn't know. Unlikely.
See if he can at least beat you on one of these. Why is that? Oh, he does.
Whoa.
Whoa!
Thing is, I will count your woe with Archer's Eye in the D10.
It's the one. It's the one. Oh, wow.
You only went 2 higher then.
But with that, he goes, simply done. Simply done. Well, here's your sun key.
Can I roll
And he
an
hands it
insight again?
over.
Yeah, as he hands it over, I would like to insight. This is really the sun key.
Mm-hmm.
Go for it.
Ooh.
Let's see how he does with his check on this. If he's rolling anything. Let's see. I don't think
That's
the
still
Sigma.
lower.
Yeah, Sigma, you actually still managed to see through him. This is part of the sun key. What you see is you see an armored man, but looking at it, he should be holding a weapon, and the weapon is missing.
Elaborate? I don't quite understand.
So the idol is basically a gold statue of like an armored figure, and based on well, you can tell he's not giving you the full truth, but looking at it, you can see that. Looking closely, now that you've seen that he's not telling you everything, you can see it should be holding a weapon. Like you can see a small indentation for it, and that is missing.
Okay. Does it look like Sergei?
No, if anything, based on the armor style, if Misha didn't have horns,
Sigma
possibly.
smiles down at it for a moment and he goes, "So do you have the other half, or is that somewhere else?"
Wow, you got a sharp eye as well as fine archery skills. I hope you didn't piss Ashenai off too much. He might have forgotten all about it, where they put it.
Aye.
Oh, shit.
He won't be mad at me, Octavian.
No, that's... Yeah.
Sigma will just sort of let everyone wait up here and run down to Ash and I and go, "Ash and I?
What do you want? Oh god, it's Delta 7 again. What's up?
Do you have a weapon that goes in this?"
A weapon? I mean, I've got my bow, but that won't fit in there. What? They look at you.
Yeah.
And you can roll me an insight check. That you're probably going to see through them.
I don't even think it's possible for me to fail that check.
Unless you nat 1.
Not even if I nat
No,
1?
actually, yeah, that's true. Yeah. And then they glance over at a small container on
It's like a lever, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I look over and I'll sort of pick it up, and then I will, for a moment, like Sigma will stand there, and he'll let Hohenheim take control for just a moment to pull Al and I into this sort of like hug and be like, "Keep your wits about you, old man," before Sigma runs back to the others.
I recognize that voice. It's old Hohenheim. Wait, come. Oh, they left. No. That's the last thing you hear as you leave. It's just, oh.
Oh, I feel bad now.
But yeah.
Poor guy.
So, do you open the container to see what the weapon is?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a flail on a shield, obviously.
The weapon is similar to a flail, but the chain is much longer, and the ending of it is almost like shaped like the sun.
It's a morning star.
But even for a morning star, the chain seems unusually long. It's almost like a whip and a morning star combined.
And the meteor hammer.
Mm-hmm.
But you now have the sun key. And with that, I think that is a good time to wrap up this week's session. So I hope everyone enjoyed it. Join us tomorrow for the other Icewind group, sometimes known as the Fortune Fools or Sir
The real
Roland
Icewind
Squires, or Snorp's Backstory Boys or something like. Join us Friday for Roll for Story, the Temporal Tower, where we're potentially going to go deal with primordials, so that could be fun. Join us Sunday for the Icewind Trackers, Monday for the Jumping Junipers, and we'll be back next Tuesday. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.